Hello. Hello. How's it going, everyone? I don't have too much planned for the stream today other than just trying to work on some artwork stuff for the stream, which I don't predict to go well without being an artist. But we'll see how it goes. First things right. Oh no, wait, I just. There we go. Open up a couple things. Wait, do I not? Open. There we go. Open up the overlay. Well, that was weird with the music. Okay, but I gotta turn myself down here in my monitoring. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna just be kind of getting a start on, you know, like the icon artwork and whatnot, and then eventually work on making custom starting screen and whatnot. This will probably be the first screen that I would make a custom of, but I want to make my icon first and then go from there. So get my drawing tablet out here and we'll see how this goes. There's gonna be a lot of trial and error, nothing much else to it. I'm not 100% sure how long I'll be able to stream. That kind of depends on how quickly my room heats up, because it is getting really hot outside. But we'll just go for a while, I guess. Just start with the size here. Ooh, break. And I guess I should have gone landscape. Whoops. What a start I got here, huh? Landscape. See if I can even remember. It's been a while since I've used this thing, so there we go. Okay, I gotta reposition the wires. One second. There we go. Uh-oh. Nope. Stop. Sorry about that. If that started going through. My drawing tablet being a pain. Okay, will it cooperate now? Okay, that is on. Nope. Why is it doing that now? Of all times. Okay. Just trying to get things set up because where I can use the buttons and everything, being a left-handed writer, makes things a little more awkward sometimes. Also doesn't help I went into the stream without any real plan, so it's gonna do it again, isn't it? Why? I should have just left it alone. But no, I just had to try messing with it. I had it plugged in and usable. Okay. Okay, is it gonna... There we go. Okay, we'll just have to go with this, I guess. There we go. Okay. Oh, it's been a while since I used it, so I gotta reset up some of the buttons too. I'm gonna move the mic a little bit here. There we go. Hopefully that's not too far away. If I'm too quiet, please let me know. I just moved the mic a little bit farther away since I'll be leaning in a bit more with the drawing tablet here. No, right button. So now that's right. Should be doing that. Nope. Yeah, that should be your mouse right button. Sorry. There we go. There we go. There, got that working. At least. Can I? Yes, I can. So, I guess I'm gonna start by checking what size they recommend for an icon. Just as a starting point. 800 by 800. Okay. So start with will this work the way I'm hoping? I don't know. That's what experimenting is for. Oh, I know, I don't want it with an eraser though. What would I want it with? Let's see here. Okay, so that's the size I have to work with. Whoop. Nope, 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 nope. I don't want a square anymore. Gonna try figuring out a few different, trying to come up with ideas. I don't have very many ideas right now. This stream is just kind of, this stream is just going to be kind of trying a bunch of different things out, maybe, or at least trying to try a whole bunch of different things out. But also trying not to overthink things. I have too much of a habit of overthinking things. Good thing I have the music, because I feel like I'm going to be pretty silent a good chunk of the time. I don't know, we'll see. Just clear these random scribbles off. There we go. So, name this one. Icon 9. And then just go with that. Square. 800 by 800. Nah, I don't want that, no. There we go. There. Oh, I just want a solid line. Come on now. Too many brushes here. Ink. There, but I'm feeling too big of a brush drawing that. So that's my perimeter for the Twitch outline. About my perimeter. So now just to figure out how I might want something. Which, let's see here. There we go. for the layout ideas. About the only real idea I've had so far, I haven't had too many, is literally just like the front end of a spaceship, basically. So just like something kind of angular, very easy to draw out, because again, I am not in any way an artist. Like, let's see here. So just kind of trying to mock this up here. That being kind of the nose, maybe. With this going all the way back. This is already looking too flat. No. This is where my struggle with blank pages is gonna really come in here. Maybe I'll start with that window area. So I kind of want it to be, I don't want it to be fully side on, I don't think, in this layout idea. But I kind of want to be from a bit of an angle. There we go, and that's coming together a bit better this time. That whole section is looking a little weird. There we go. Maybe. I really wish I had a much better vision in my head of how this could look. This is a real struggle, but I want to make something custom, something better. Sorry. Yeah, let me zoom in a bit more. Should probably just have it scaled up a bit too, huh? And then scale it back down into this. But how do I want a nose like this? Because I'm imagining this is like the cockpit. So there's like a guy in here. I also don't want to get too caught up in details at this stage. I have too much of a habit of doing that. I just need to get some sort of basic layout. You know, maybe I do start with just making like a side-on view, and like a front view of almost like a mascot starship, like the Sapphire Starship. My name, like my namesake there. Just start trying to kind of design out the mascot, I guess, for lack of a better word. Yeah. Okay. So actually, I better put this on a different layer just to keep it separate. There we go. Oh, excuse me. Stop. There we go. Actually, I do want to add in. And button. There we go. How big do I want the ship? So I'm going with a whoop. I need to stop that habit. Side view. Whoa, why did I do that? My very poor handwriting. Okay, that's here. Start with the cockpit area, I guess. the question is like what size of a ship I want this to be. I'm still not sure about. I'm not sure about any of this. I don't know why I think I have to be. I guess for this mock-up, that would be like a small, like 1 to 2 person spaceship kind of deal. But I feel like I'll probably go on the larger side, like a large, I guess, capital ship or something like that. Something with like that would have like a huge crew in it. You know, yeah, maybe I'd go for just doing that. How do I want the nose to look like? Do I have like a pointier nose or a blunt nose? Hey, dude, Shenanigans. Welcome in. How's it going? Please don't expect much action today, and this is just gonna be a lot of me second guessing myself. I am in no way an artist, and I'm trying to do art stuff. But welcome on in. Hope everything's going well on this Friday for you. I'm just trying to work on artwork for the stream, like a new icon for my all my different, like for YouTube, for Twitch and whatnot, and then be something that also I can use inside of my overlay too, like the stream starting soon screen and whatnot. I can make custom versions of that, but I figure I should start with making, like, I guess for lack of a better word, the mascot starship, you know, to go with the name, the Sapphire Starship, something I can use in different various artworks. Yeah, I get that, Jim. Quite tired as well. I've had quite a long and rough week so far, so glad to be done with it. I didn't really have any kinds of plans for this stream, and no real good solid ideas in my head for how any of this artwork should look, so I'm not expecting much from this stream. It may end up being a shorter stream as well. We'll see. I want to at least get one decent idea in for like even just this side view of the ship would be nice. A decent layout of the side view. But again, I have no real thoughts on how this should look. I probably should look up, like, reference other ship designs and to get some inspiration, but I don't even completely know where to start looking for that either. So yeah, that's where I'm at. It's there. You know, maybe I start with the engine end of things. Like, do I want it be, I'm thinking of it should probably be a larger, you know, starship, something that would have a lot of crew. That would probably be maybe some smaller engines in here too, right around it. Okay. Now smaller engines clustered around smaller, more efficient engines maybe. But then if you really need to go into larger engines, spring to life. Maybe something like that. I don't want it to just look like a brick either, though. Hey, Arneo. How's it going? Hope your Friday's going well. Oh. Why did I start working on this? I should have had much more solid of an idea. Okay, that there. 2 larger engines. Of course, this is just a side view, so it'd be more than 2, but we'll have them closer together. And then extend that slightly more. Getting tired of something I was struggling to figure out, so I had to take a break. Completely get that. Completely get that. Okay. I'm not liking any of the lines I'm drawing. I gotta stop caring quite as much and just get something down. There we go. What we drawn? I'm trying to work on some artwork for stream stuff. It's like a new icon and whatnot, and stuff that would go into the stream starting soon screen, be right back screen, all that overlay stuff. I was trying to start with getting a layout in for the icon, but I figured I should probably start with just making a design for a ship that would kind of be, for lack of a better word, the mascot, you know, the Sapphire Starship. So I'm attempting to work on that, but I don't really have any solid ideas, and I'm not an artist at all, so I'm just kind of winging it. Which probably isn't the smartest thing, but... And Spambot. Bam. There we go. Okay, there we go. I think I dealt them. So I'm attempting, but it's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle. Added some grass tiles here, map editor, and had to just your logic so they can get placed as a layer over top the dirt. I managed to bug stuff and generate about a dozen error messages per frame. Well, good luck with that, Digi. Hopefully you can figure out what's going wrong. Okay, so I'll start with that as the engine end. I'll just extend this so I have something to work off of. I really should have looked up more, reference images and got some inspiration. I'm just lacking here. How long should this be compared to the engines? Establish just kind of the base size. You didn't have a drawing tablet, so your approach to art was just textured basic shapes with some outlines. Yeah, I should probably start with that. I just had to have a drawing tablet, so I figured I'd start just using that, which may be a mistake. So we'll see how this goes. The approach may be drastically different as I think more about this. The errors don't happen if you launch them outside of Godot, but the error messages flow to console. Okay, that's interesting. You'd think it would be happening outside the editor too, but if I'm not comfortable drawing in 2D, would some Blockbench be easier? Maybe, but I don't necessarily want it to be blocky either. Yeah, I could try jumping into Blender instead and modeling something up in 3D. That might be easier than trying to draw a 3D object in 2D. That might be the route to try going. Maybe I should switch to Blender and attempt 3D stuff. But at least I have a very tiny bit more experience with the 3D workflow in that sense, I guess. I've used Blender for very little bit. Not by any means a lot more or anything. Still very inexperienced in any of it. But I would maybe be able to better visualize it in 3D. But then you just watch me struggling with that as well. Maybe I just do that though. I didn't think of that. I've never actually used Blockbench. Let's see, I've just heard of it. Let me just quickly look up Blockbench just so I make sure. Just check what it looks like in the first place. Oh, okay, not quite what I thought of initially. Maybe I should look into this. Huh. I've never actually used it, so you'll just be watching me figuring it out. But it looks like it could. That looks cool. Could kind of go pretty well. Yeah, something like this. If we could make something like this, might work all right for what I could be going for. Just seeing different kinds of things we can make. So, Digi, is it? Do you have experience with Blockbench? Is it pretty simple to use? Ooh. Yeah, maybe I attempt using check out Blockbench here. Just give me a second here. Yeah, you've played around with it before, started trying it with making tiles before discovered your workflow with Magic Fossil. Cool. It is indeed fairly simple. Okay, I'll give it a shot here. I'll move my drawing tablet aside. I'm not gonna bother saving this. There's nothing in it. Bring my keyboard forward. Gonna pivot here. I just gotta get installed, so give me just a moment. Okay. So I'm just gonna be poking around, I guess. Good thing I didn't expect to get anything actually done this stream. I am more used to Blender, I guess. We'll just stick with it. Target Godot. I'll just start with this, I guess. Yeah. To place things on the canvas, you can click the plus on the right toolbar. That's on the right. Ah, okay. You knew exactly what I was looking for, huh? Thank you, Digi. Okay. Okay. Pivot point. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, it even has north. Huh. Nice. Okay. Yeah, maybe this is a better way to work. Maybe this will work better. If I want to resize stuff or modify it right in the canvas, you can like switch between different modes and toolbar up top. Okay. Yeah, maybe I start with just maybe start with a beveled. Yeah, this might be a good base. Okay. I can double click whatever to resize, transform whatever, including it's like modify individual vertices. Okay. Oh, cool. Oh, I'm gonna resize. Cool. Okay. And everything just kind of snaps into place, so that'll help with everything being precise. Okay. Let's get the hang of this, and this might be what I need. This might work. Okay. This is already more than what I had for the first, 40 minutes of the stream? This already looks closer to a ship. It doesn't even have a texture or anything. I mean, and there's this default thing. I should probably get something. Oh, it has built-in texture and draw. Okay, PixArt. Well, edit texture. Right, that's what this paint thing isn't it? Okay, cool. I should probably get like a basic gray or something, you know. Great. Oh, cool. Right now I don't need anything on it. Not nearly as powerful Blender, but works well for a sort of aesthetic it's built for. It, and it's being a lot simpler. It might help someone like me to be able to just get something that looks good, even if it's just a base point to make something else off of. Seems like it might work well once I get it all figured out, you know. So let me this beveled cube might actually be a good starting point. Okay, why isn't it? Oh, right. And yeah, I exported something else if I want to. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll have to do some experimenting here. Ooh, I do like that. Shows outline of where it was. That's kind of nice. Extend it out a bit. Yeah, I noticed on the page it says something about plugins. Ooh, that's already starting to look like something. Okay. It's starting to bring something out here. Kind of flatten that one out. Oh. Or actually, maybe I do want it to go in a bit because that's where the engines would be going in the first place. Oop. Maybe I actually need to go a bit bigger here. Is there a way to like adjust the size of the snapping, or do I just make the thing bigger overall? Pixel green. Based on canvas size. Okay. Here, let me. That's here. Generic model. Creating model. Okay, try this again here. Okay, I thought it was something here, but that's the UV size, which I'm assuming that we can also change later on depending on everything. File, preference setting, snapping, file, preferences, setting, snapping. Okay. Oh, so holding shift and control also changes it. Okay. So I'll just go with the default and see how that goes. I can change it later on, as long as I know how to, you know. Image, one. Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, okay. Shift and control really do change that up. Yeah, almost swallowed a piece of ice there. Okay, I need to actually work on this here. Try getting something that'll actually work. I do think I want to be like a longer ship here. How wide or tall? That's still up for debate. I could maybe have the command area up here. Command deck, I guess. The word's not just not wanting to come to my mind. For some reason today I just feel like my audio quality is off. The Fat Sapphire Starbus. it does kind of look like that, doesn't it? That's funny. Audio sounds just fine. Okay, it's just me then. I need to blow my nose real quick. 1 second. Okay, an hour into the stream and I've gotten like nothing accomplished other than just sitting there going, I don't know. This just feels off. Let's see. What if I squeeze that down a bit? And maybe extend it out and bring it down a bit. Oh no, that whole top bit just kind of looks weird. How does it move? See, things like that I've really got to figure out. I went into this with really no thoughts. But I'm thinking I kind of want to make something a little more like traditional, for lack of better words. Like I'm thinking of having just like big old engines at the back, basically. Yeah. Like maybe a mixture of a few large engines with a few smaller, more efficient engines. Maybe. But then I would need, for like physical accuracy, I would maybe have like small engine sections facing all different ways to be able to actually, you know, turn around. That kind of thing. Basically like RCS thrusters. So maybe I could have like little pods around with those kinds of things. Maybe I move this. Whoop, no, it's a scale. This back up here. whenever I have it all done, feel like I might want a better looking render of it. I can always take it into Blender. Yeah, that's an option. It's always possible I'll just move to Blender too. I don't know. Everything is unknown at this point. That's one thought I had, was maybe even just taking it to Godot, because my overlay is in Godot, so as far as overlay things, why not just have Godot do stuff with it? You know, using viewports and whatnot, and have it rendered. OBS7 issues. Okay, it said reconnection successful right there. We still good? Everyone's still live? Okay, it's looking like we're all good. Had a brief reconnect there. Okay, that was weird. Just quickly got a notification saying OBS disconnected and reconnected. Yeah, doing it for overlay, definitely just do it in Godot. Yeah. What's the overall vibe of the Sapphire Starship? See, that's the problem. I don't know. I both like the big school bus and the sleek futuristic. I really should have thought more about things like that before just jumping in trying to make something. I don't know. So I'm not even sure about the size of it. Whether I want it to be like a small single person spaceship or a large. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe a more large crew kind of thing. Mood board it. That's probably what I really should do. Do more of a gathering a bunch of different images. I just don't have a ton of experience looking for images either. Any idea of different is it literally just Google searching starship images the best way to go, or is there like different places to go for that kind of thing? Yeah, let me make a new Obsidian thing here too for my overlay thing. Give me 1 second here. And create a new vault for stream overlay stuff. There we go. So then I can just start with a canvas. There we go. Yeah, that's where you would start with as well. Okay. There's a dolphin explorer from the 8. Ooh, that looks kind of neat. I don't think I haven't actually played Elite Dangerous yet. I've thought about it, but that does look kind of cool. That definitely gives more of like a tour bus kind of vibe to me. Yeah. What spaces did I get? Thing is, what I'm trying to think of, I can think of different spaceships and whatnot, and the other times just when I'm actually trying to on stream, I just can't think of anything for some reason. I'm gonna set that aside here. Yeah, I'll just bring that. Oh, stop! I don't want to zoom. Ay, ay, ay. I'm stuck zooming in here. How did I? And it might also just be partly my brain is fried from this week as well. True, FTL does have a bunch of simple ship designs. I'm about to look at some of those too. There we go. Yeah, my brain's also fried, which doesn't help. I guess just starship designs. Okay. One thing is, I do think I don't necessarily want to go with the roundy, like I don't know about the roundness of like the Enterprise, but I think I want to go for more of a blockier shape. It'll also just be easier to draw and model as well. Warhammer, StarCraft, Star Trek, Star Wars, yeah. Slug user ship could have some interesting profiles that you'd call non-threatening. Okay. Cause yeah, I don't want it to be necessarily be a warship, you know. I want it to be something. Maybe that'll be closer to a transport ship, I guess. Sorry. That's kind of neat. See, that's a little bit closer to the little bit I have envisioned. You know, not all circles, but not just a plain block either. Here, let me put that in here. Let me bring this over here so I could just put him in. Nope. Yeah, friendly version of Star Destroyer. Well, I don't know how friendly it is. It does still look like it's military. I don't know, but that's a little bit closer to like basically what I was trying to draw out, I guess. Let's look through some other ones like this. I can even look for something that's more circular in design. Yeah, true. Then switch out some of those boxes and whatnot. Yeah, okay. That's a pretty, again, more militaristic, but as far as shape wise, it's closer to what I was thinking. Also happens to, no, I don't want to go there. Happens to be a Babylon 5. Added bonus there. Okay. These might be getting a little closer to what the very rough idea I had. Yeah, I might just be doing this the rest of the stream. Going through pictures and adding them in. You know, I can just, yeah. Discard. There we go. Just do this. There we go. There, now you can see the obsidian board. At least it feels like I'm somewhat getting something actually done with it, you know? Okay. Yeah, I guess, no. I guess this is the vibe I'm going for a bit more. I like these more angular designs. You know, not quite that. I'm kind of liking the size of this too. I do like that one. Whatever one that's called. And Antares. Sorry, I'm not doing too much too entertaining today, not making quite as much progress as my last stream. Sorry for all the humming and hawing, you know. Creative cheat code, you can use literally just pick 2 or 3 examples you like and then pick something from each and combine them in your ship. True. Which at least I'm finding some that are kind of going with the feel that I kind of like. So, well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. True, Arnie, I guess considering the game you're making, you like making spaceship designs, huh? I might be going back to working on the game project next stream. I just, after the last stream working on the overlay and getting all that done, I kind of wanted to try getting a bit more done, but yeah. I should get back to actually getting something on the actual game project, you know. Considering I barely started on that. My nose is wanting to run away from me today. I think it might be the heat getting to me. You have a massive mood board of 163 pictures. Oh, wow. That's only a couple, you know? Ooh. Okay. That one's a big one. Okay. I'm just placing them randomly on here right now. Eventually, I might look through them a little closer. Ooh. Hey, Magoo, how's it going? Yeah, I can stream. I've done a few so far. I'm hanging in there. It's been a bit of a rough week, so my brain's kind of fried, but hanging in there. Glad the week's over. Diginagons, it's all broken out into different stuff like overworld inspiration, map inspiration. Okay, cool. Cool. It joined us joined me in gathering, trying to gather some reference idea pictures of spaceships to design my, for lack of a better word, mascot spaceship for streams. So not actually really working on any games or anything right now, but I'll get back to that. Yeah, these are some interesting ones. Yeah. So yeah, at least there are some kinds of designs that I know I'm not really too keen on. And I am finding some that I do kind of like. Okay. I already got that one. Arnia, your patience for planning is really low every time you do it, even a little bit, it's paid off a lot. Yeah. Same, honestly. My patience for doing this is low, but I kind of need to. I can't really jump in. I just got for basically the first hour of this stream. Like, I can't really do anything without even the idea, obviously. So I literally jumped into this stream with nothing. No plan, no real ideas, nothing, which wasn't a great idea, but oh well. I also just kind of wanted to stream, so. I do like this one. This one's a good one. A bit of a random thought, but since I'm doing all overlays in Godot anyways, might be kind of cool to make your text for your overlays as 3D models too, so you can just play with lighting, shaders, whatever, and give things fancy effects. Yeah, that's kind of why I did things into Godot, just because it opens up a ton of different things I can do, and almost everything I can eventually make be interacted with too. Your UI, you looked at some brass weather gauges to try creating something like a mood style board though for the next one. Yeah, this, I have a feeling this will help. This mood board thing will help a lot. I should have just started a stream with it, but yeah. Okay. Your approach is to just make a whole bunch of things so it gives a good inspiration for take a whole bunch of things so it gives a good inspiration for stuff, but makes you less likely to copy something too closely. So like if you have a lot of different things together, you're less likely to copy it exactly. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. I feel like I would be a little too likely to just copy it if I only had a few images here. Let's see here. Let me try how will brain work? Why doesn't my brain want to work? Right. Let me just specify. There we go. Yeah, these aren't really. Alright, you literally just trace Baron ship over an image of Anubis from Expanse, just get to profile. Nice. Right, Expanse. Let me look at expansion designs actually. Okay. Yeah, these are some neat designs. An okay overview of the famous ones. Okay. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Oops, there we go. think I accidentally pinned your comment for a short bit there. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the one I literally just put in right in here. It's that one, isn't it? Yeah, I'll put that in here too. Hey Rhiannon, welcome in. Just kind of trying to figure out different, make a mood board for my own ship design here. Hope your Friday's going well. End of the week. So ready for the end of the week. I might just go for like about another half hour or so here. My room is starting to heat up here. I don't do well in the heat. Kind of wish I could have the air conditioner running, but that goes to the mic too much for my liking. Doing good. You're also happy for a Friday? Yeah. The weekend's gonna go way too quick though. Ooh. I can't type. There we go. Oh boy. There's only a few there. Whoa. I did the wrong thing. There's only a few there. Oh, it's not even loading up. That's a interesting one. Ooh, I like that one. I'm starting to get a few similar looking things here. I literally was just thinking about Starfield ship designs. It's funny. I'll search up the Starfield designs here in a minute. Let's see if there's anything else here first. Ooh. This one looks almost a bit like an aircraft carrier. I like that one. Yeah, let me go to Starfield. Diginagans, you're actually curious to play around with creating simple ship in Blockbench and seeing how it looks near pixel art shader? Cool. Yeah, do that. That sounds cool. Yeah, I don't know about some of these. Everything you've built so far with your shaders makes the assumption that you're working with voxels and everything has 90-degree edges. That would be interesting to see how something that doesn't have 90-degree edges would do, though. That does sound like just like a little experiment, see how it handles it. Yeah, none of these are really quite fitting in with wouldn't fit the Greystone of some of these. So I really do like this one. This one does kind of fit the vibe, I guess you could say. I should probably group some of these by what part of them I like, what part of them I want to take inspiration from. This one's real nice. This one is real nice too. I do like that one. Very asymmetrical as well. So yeah, what did No Man's Sky ones look like? Okay, what? I'm not getting a ton of clear. Okay. No, not really getting a ton of clear images of. Oh, okay, this one's not bad. I don't get why it's like off to the side like that though. That's weird. This one's that way too. Yeah, none of those are really American. It was not big job. Say walk back, see how scale damage bigger than its native size so they don't upscale more. Huh. I literally just paste them in here though. I know that. There we go. Okay, I guess I could just do that. It's weird that it doesn't paste just at its native size. Nope, I want to. Or maybe it's like is it more aspect ratio? No, okay, that's, oh yeah, it scales down, just not up. Okay. There. I'll just do that. Oh, this one has that too. There we go. That'll work. Well, at least I'm getting something somewhat accomplished today. I don't like it when I don't feel like I get anything accomplished. When I feel like I've just been sitting around all day, it tends to affect my mood negatively. And one is not a bad idea. Yeah, you get that Diginegans. Yeah, it's just it just really affects my mood if I feel like I've got nothing accomplished. I wish it didn't, but really doesn't go well with the fact that sitting at a blank page I can't get much done. So maybe this should hopefully help with that. Okay, that's not a bad one either. Okay, I don't get why there's not like a load more button or something. Just keep on going. That's kind of annoying. Okay. Getting some good ones in here at least. Here's some more good ones. Maybe I go for something more triangular like this one in the front instead of a box being more something like this. Might be a good idea. I do like the engines in this one. I'm gonna have to group some of these by why I like them, like taking inspiration for the engines by some of them, the size by another, you know. That might be how I have to group these. I'm not gonna do that right now though. I'm just gonna grab a few more pictures and probably done. I gotta sneeze 1 second. I accidentally muted the music while I did that. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay. Try again and get a couple more before I'm done here. Okay. That's not a bad one. Okay. I kind of like. I'm also debating the idea of these rings too, whether I want to have one of those or not. I don't know yet. I don't know anybody yet, obviously. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, well, that might be a pretty good baseline to start with. Have to go through these and figure out like what specifically about a bunch of these I like. But that's gonna be a task for another, either off stream or another stream. That's a good start at least, I think. I'll probably try to work on the next stream. We'll probably be trying to work on the game some more. I just gotta figure out what I want to do next. That's kind of where I'm stuck out. What part I need to work on first, you know, chicken and egg thing. What has to come first before the rest of it can start. That's the problem. What first? You toss a couple of Godot's primitive shapes into the game and just see how the shaders look. They actually look not too bad. Cool. RDO, there's a summary of what you're getting for the Sapphire Starship. It's a big, not like a school bus, but more like an aircraft carrier. But it's not military, so more like a city than a warship. Represents community rather than just technology. Moves conventionally with impressive propulsion engines in the back. Might be all I got. That's actually not too bad. Not too bad of an idea here of a summary. Let me just let's see here how well does. There, yeah. I'll just put that right there. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Not a fan of the shading on round objects like spheres and capsules, but anything with flat surfaces looks nice. Oh. Yeah, the round ones can, I imagine, can look a little weird with some shaders. There we go. Actually, let me just take a rectangle here and then there, just put that right there. Yeah, that's honestly pretty good because I don't necessarily want it to be military. That's one thing I listen to a lot of audiobooks on Audible and I get a little tired of all the sci-fi things being military sometimes. I mean, it's not that they're bad or anything, but sometimes I just want a sci-fi that's not military. If that makes sense, it just gets tiring after a while. But that's what a lot of them are, is just military and a war, that kind of thing. At least a lot of them that I find. But I think that's a good start for now. I might call it for today. At least there's something started here. I'm not still stuck on a blank page, like otherwise I probably would be. So, yeah, we'll go with that. Thank you all for joining. I'm not sure what day I'll stream next, but sometime earlier next week. I'm hoping like maybe Monday or Tuesday. I'm hoping to stream. Kind of depends on how work goes next week. if it's anything like this week, I don't know how much I'll be able to stream, but hopefully it goes better. I'm hoping for either Monday or Tuesday for another stream, and I'll probably be back to working on the game. I'll try to go into the stream with a little bit more of an idea of what to do, at least. But have a good day, everyone. Hope you can all have a good weekend. And see y'all later.